Heyo, Heber here. So today I'm looking at a new game, and this is one I just downloaded from the PlayStation Store. It's only been out for about a week, and it's called Dredge. And as you might know, I have a sweet spot for games that involve ships, and this one does truly involve ships, but only one ship though, and it's a fishing boat, and that's what the game is about, really. It's you know, fishing and making money fishing or dredging or doing stuff in your little fishing boat here, and then improving the hull of the boat, like buying new equipment or better fishing equipment and better engines and lights and stuff like that. And in the end, you will end up with you know, a much better fishing vessel. So is that all the game is about? And no, it's there's more to it than that. But first, I just want to, you know, point out the graphics here. I really like them. I mean, they're not going to win any awards or anything like that, but they're functional, and you know, they get the job done. And they do have a kind of a stylish tint to them that I can't really put my finger on, but in general I do like them. I just wish that perhaps there were a little bit more light effects here. And I mean, the geometry can stick around as it is, but I would like a little bit more like light. So as unlikely as this may seem to you, this is actually a horror game, and the horror isn't as much in the graphics or, you know, the atmosphere of this game. It's actually more in the writing, because you do a lot of interactions with, you know, people in the different little villages you come across, and like the deserted islands you will find on your trips. And I'd say the writing is pretty good. I mean, this is a game, so my writing is probably not what most people come here for, unfortunately. So I don't think that's going to be like a big plus out there that's going to make a lot of people buy this game here. I don't think that. But the writing is good, and it does like put you in a mood, but not as good as it could be. I think to make this game really scary or frightening, or even remotely scary, you would need some better graphics, or some different graphics, I would say. Because yeah, it does get moody when you're out like on the sea by yourself and you're fishing, and there's some weird things going on out there, and you will catch some weird fish. And as you know, ridiculous as that sounds, that is the horror element of this game here. But it's not ridiculous, trust me. It just could have been done better, I think. Like, that's my main problem with this game here. There's a lot of potential. Like, I really like what I'm seeing so far. There's just not enough of it. Like, there's not enough upgrades for the ship. There's not enough ports. There's not enough stuff on the map to do. The game itself lasts about 9 to 10 hours. That's okay. But the gameplay loop is very simple. Like, you go somewhere, you catch some fish, or you you know, dredge a shipwreck for some like magical items, and then you go back and you sell them, and that's it. And then maybe you upgrade your ship, and that's it. And there's nothing more to it than that, and that's okay. I mean, that's, the game doesn't pretend to, you know, give you any more than that, but the potential is there to have made a much better game. Like, include some multiplayer in here. It doesn't have to be anything about PvP or, you know, any fighting each other or anything like that, but like cooperative play would be very good to have here. It's not in there, unfortunately, and that's a bit of a letdown. And also, like I mentioned before, there are too few upgrades. Like, there's not enough stuff to keep you coming back, to keep you fishing in this game here, because the actual act of fishing is very simple. It's just a little, like a quick time mini game where you press the X button a few times, and then if you're lucky, you catch a fish. And as good as that is, like, after, you know, over the course of 10 hours, that does get a little simplistic. And I would have liked to see a lot more content really in the game, because it's a very nice base, but it's just not all the way there. And I would love to give this game here like an 8 out of 10, but really it's probably more a 6 out of a 10, simply because the content just isn't there. But as you can see, the mechanics are solid, the graphics are solid, the sound is really good, and the writing, like I said, is excellent. And the core gameplay is good, good, and it's certainly a game you can sink some hours into. But is it worth? Like, it actually costs $30 Australian. I think that's a little bit of a high asking price for the limited content you get here. That's a third, almost half of, you know, a normal full price game, where you get, like, compare this to something like Horizon Zero Dawn or GTA. Like, there's no comparison, and yet it costs $30. And if you want the extended, like the expanded version with an extra island to go to, it's $40. And then we're getting into like territory where I'm thinking, okay, this is too much. You're not gonna get your money's worth with this, because this is, in reality, like, it should be a free mobile game, really. But it is a $40 game on the PlayStation Store, and that would be fair if it had, you know, the extra stuff that I mentioned before: multiplayer, much better, you know, progression, and a lot more stuff to actually work towards. Like, we are talking 30 plus different ships. As it is now, I think there's a handful of different hulls, and that's just not enough. So I like the game. It's, like I said, 6, 7 out of 10, but a lot of potential here. And unfortunately, that potential is probably not going to be, you know, anything we're going to see anytime soon. I kind of hope they make a second version of the game, like a Dredge 2 with multiplayer and the stuff I mentioned before. That would be good. But if somehow you happen to get this game for free, well, it's certainly worth it. Or if one day it's $10, maybe even $20 on the PlayStation Store, yeah, okay, maybe, then give it a go. But for $30 or $40 at the moment, I think it's a little bit too much for what is a good game, but it's not worth $30. So hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.